Mike Sherman can hardly bear to look. Justin Tucker from 40 yards out for the game. It's up. The Longhorns win it.
A lot of the new generation has no idea. You have just no earthly idea how big this game is. You've grown up with the Oklahoma versus Texas rivalry and saw how big what Texas actually won this year, how that was. Even the games against Alabama, the win that Texas had this year and the close win the year before. The game coming up with Georgia, you think is huge. When you beat Georgia in Sugar Bowl before, you thought was huge. Nothing is bigger than Texas versus Texas A&M. Around this area, this is the recruiting battle. This is your big brother, little brother. This is your cousin down the street that has some new toys while you still dominating with the old school stuff. Texas versus Texas A&M is a coach killer. The current head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, he understands that. Ask him why he got ran out of Texas A&M. Because he couldn't beat Texas. That last game, even with Ryan Tannehill as your QB. Yes, Texas A&M versus Texas this year is the biggest game in this state. One would argue and say the only game that will be bigger is if one of these two teams find a way into the national championship being held in Texas. But of course, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is this. That last kick by Justin Tucker, it took an all-time Hall of Fame great kicker to beat Texas A&M in College Station. The Longhorns' history is not great in College Station. This year, the Sarkisian is rolling up into A&M. They think it's going to be an easy win. New head coach from Texas A&M. A lot of instability over there. Who's the quarterback going to be? Who's going to be the starting running back? They forget Texas A&M a couple years ago had the best recruiting class in the history of recruiting classes. So it's not a talent divulged team. The team is very deep. Running back, receivers, linebackers, almost too deep. That's the problem Texas is going to have. Texas is used to going to certain schools and just out-talenting those schools. They out-talent Texas Tech, out-talent Baylor, hell, out-talent Oklahoma State, TCU. Just have more talent than the teams on the field. This new SEC is not like that. You're not going to out-talent Georgia. You're not going to out-talent Alabama. Hell, you may not out-talent Kentucky and Florida. You have to actually coach. This is what's going to happen with Mr. Sarkisian this year. Can he actually coach big games? He has no record of doing that. But he's saying, well, he beat Bama. Okay. He has no record of actually winning games when it's time to coach mano a mano, besides that one game. Here's what I think is going to happen. I know you're saying, well, Coach, what about the new A&M coach? He has no history of winning big games. He won a couple at Duke. You comparing the budget at Duke to the budget at Texas A&M? It's laughable. He's a former Aggie. Yes, there are some people who say he ruffled feathers coming back to Texas A&M. But if he actually gets the team together and can actually call plays and coach A&M like he coached Duke, this is going to be a problem. I'm going to be there. I'm rooting for the state of Texas. Let's put it that way. The Lone Star State will be on full display. Hoping, going by the schedules, both these teams should be qualifying for a college football playoff berth. But if not, what better way to end than for the Aggies to wash that taste out of their mouth by Justin Tucker, or for the Longhorns to remind Texas A&M, this is why you left the Big 12 in the first place because you couldn't hold our jockstrap. What do y'all think? Let y'all find out in the comments. I really do believe this game has a chance to be the biggest game in college football. I know people are going to say that Georgia, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Notre Dame, and Michigan, and all these other little schools. But no. When it comes to the South, when it comes to Texas, there is nothing bigger than Texas versus Texas A&M. Happy Father's Day. Talk to you later.